Shipment has finally been added to Modern Warfare 2, which means you can get an insane amount of kills, but you need the right class setup, which is going to be the almighty Minibak, and I got you guys the best class setup for it. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first attachment, just so you guys know, this is going to be built for the small maps like Ship and Shoot House, which is like the only maps that you really should be running this weapon on. With that said, we are going to be going over to the stock, and you want to add the no stock. This is going to give you the most amount of mobility. What you guys can also run is the auto-rats, however you say that. This stock is going to give you some mobility, but not as much mobility as the stockless, but the cons aren't going to be as severe. So before we add any of these, let's go into the firing range and just see how the weapon feels. The recoil on this weapon is almost non-existent. It is very, very easy to control. Like, I am barely controlling the weapon. We got a pretty good amount of mobility. ADS speed is pretty slow, so then when we add the no stock, you guys will see, gives you so much mobility, but it completely chalks the recoil control. A lot of mobility. We can noticeably run around the map a little bit quicker. We got a way better ADS speed, allowing us to play more aggressive, but when we go to fire the weapon, there is a lot of recoil. This is very, very hard to control just because of how much horizontal. With that said, we're going to be running a muzzle that's going to bring that back down, but if that really does annoy you, honestly, I'll just add the Orthorax, however you say that, add this stock. This is going to give you the mobility, but not as much, but then you have way more recoil control, allowing you to use this weapon at medium range. But since we're playing on Shipment, that doesn't really matter. So we're going to add that stockless, and then to help us control that recoil, we are going to go over to the muzzles, which I was going to add a suppressor, but I just noticed it hurt the mobility way too much. I really didn't like the ADS speed, so we are going to be adding a muzzle called the Bruin. This is going to give you a lot of recoil control without having too many cons. The ADS speed loss is noticeable, but it just helps you so much. Really wish the game gave us detailed stats, because I don't really know which muzzle ever to use. I just go off feel, but if they gave us actual detailed values like in Vanguard or Cold War, we would actually know which one is the best. And it's really weird that Infinity Ward doesn't give us detailed stats, because they have realism up their ass and around the corner. Like, they just love realism, but then they don't give us the stats. With all that said though, I found that the Bruin was the best. And then for the tuning, we are going to increase the recoil stabilization just for that maximum amount of horizontal recoil control. For the bottom bar, we're going to increase the gun kick control, which is the vertical recoil control, and it's going to allow us to kill those enemies off the headies. When you're running around the map, the recoil isn't going to really hinder you, but if the enemy is on like a heady behind, you know, one of those boxes, that is when this muzzle is going to help you out so much. And then I noticed you get the most amount of recoil control when you bring it to right about plus 0.26. For the next attachment, I got two different options for you guys. So if you want to increase the ADS speed by a lot and you don't mind the laser when you're ADSing, I would run the OLED laser. This is going to give you a lot of stability also. When we add this laser, it's going to give you so much mobility, allowing you to really excel while you're running around the map. This weapon doesn't have the best sprint to fire speed, but when you add this, it brings it up by so much. So now if we try to use this weapon, we will see that the ADS speed is still pretty good. It's not as good, you know, I'd like it to be a little bit more, but it's good enough. And then when we go to control the recoil, as you guys can see, about halfway through, it does kick to the right, and so you might want to stop firing and then restart your engagement. But this thing, as long as you're at like close range, you should be popping off. You really shouldn't be challenging gunfights across the map with an SMG anyways. What you guys can also use is going to be a laser that gives you a lot of hip fire accuracy and sprint to fire speed, and that's going to be the Grimline laser. This is going to give you more sprint to fire speed than the other laser, I believe, but you're not going to get the ADS speed, and I really don't like the ADS speed on this weapon, so that's why I'm running the other laser. But if you like to hip fire, this thing gives you insane hip fire. I pretty much like the lasers the same. Sometimes I just want to hip fire, so then I'll just run this laser, and then you get like a way better sprint to fire speed, which just makes the weapon pretty fun. But like I said before, overall I think the OLE is going to be the best option. For the next attachment, we are going to be going over to the rear grip, and then you want to add the true tag grip. This is going to give you a lot of mobility without having too many cons. For the tuning on here, we could increase the ADS speed, but there is like a little bit of horizontal recoil on the weapon, so that's why I'm going to increase the recoil steadiness by plus 0.52 ounces. For the bottom bar, because the sprint to fire speed is so important in this game, you want to increase this by negative 0.4. This is going to give you a lot of sprint to fire speed without having too many cons. For the last attachment, you don't really need this at all, but if you want to be able to easily kill the enemies at like medium range, you want to go over to the magazine and then add the Minibak grip mag. This is going to give you a lot of horizontal recoil control. Before we add that, let's test out how much recoil control we have on the weapon. Really, if you're using this weapon on like Shoot House or Shipment, the farthest engagement should be to right about here, but most of your engagements will be very close range. And as you guys can see, this is a very easy weapon to beam, and you guys will see in the MGB gameplay. When we add this mag though, you guys will see there's going to be way less recoil, allowing us to use this weapon at long range. absolutely beaming that back target. We go over here, beam those guys, but the ADS speed isn't going to be the best, and so you got to pick whatever you want. It is all personal preference. So I know a lot of you guys don't really like the lasers just because the enemies can see the laser, and so if you don't want to run the laser, go over to an optic maybe. I'll give you guys another option. Really recommend you guys running the Corona Mini Pro, and then you guys want to tune it for flinch resistance and then make it really far away so you have less visual recoil. When we go back into the firing range, you guys will see the ADS speed is noticeably slower, and so that's why I don't like to run a sight over the laser. But the weapon is going to be very easy to control. You guys will see there is a lot of horizontal recoil control about halfway through the mag. If you are using it at long range, you will definitely notice that. But overall, this thing is very easy to use. It's just, you know, for me, I would rather take that off and add the laser. And then what you guys can also do is go over to the ammo and add the armor piercing. Once you add the armor piercing, you want to go over to the tuning and you want to tune it for damage range and bullet velocity, making the weapon more for like hit scan. Kind of hard to tell, but it is going to feel a little bit better in like those public games when you got the ping and everything playing against you. Here is an overview of the setup I was running in the gameplay, and just remember, if you guys want, you can take off the muzzle if you want like more recoil control, or you can take off the magazine. Say you don't want to run the laser, then honestly you can add an optic or you can add the ammo, and I hope you guys do enjoy the MGP gameplay. Text me 6613503026. Texter Boosted Tura, Esteem Condor, Dogwater. Dude, I freaking love COD names. They're so funny. Gonna run past there. Oh my god, which side do you think I'm gonna go on? Oh, look at that. You got bopped by a fish. Look at that. Dude, this gun, I used to hate it, and then they nerfed it, so I really hated it. And now, favorite gun in the game. This thing is so good on Shipment. If Shipment wasn't in the game, I wouldn't really like it, but this thing just has a nice TTK, and you have so much ammo, and it's so easy to use. And so you never get caught with your pants down. Dude, if I got that turn on, oh my god, you guys would have had to leave a like for that turn on. Would have turned you on IRL. Okay. These enemies are playing. I like how they're playing. It's just they need to get a little bit more confidence so they push around, but they're not using like annoying stuff. Not throwing their whole inventory the second they spawn in. Where are these guys? Where are they? Stop! I spoke too soon. Like right there. I need them to move forward. I can't have them just be sitting there like that. I shouldn't be killing them off the... You know, honestly, I hope the enemies capture the other flags. Come on. There we go. No, stop. What is that? Someone shit themselves. Oh my god, stop! How many things are you gonna throw? You know, let's pop this battle rage. Easy kills coming. Dude, I'm gonna lose it. Dude, I think I gotta use a trophy system. Whoa. Dude, this game bugs sometimes. Like, you'll try to lay down and it won't let you lay down, or you'll be like crouching, then it'll make you stand up instead. There we go. I think they're spawning in this back corner. They are weirdo over here. Come on. Oh, I heard him last second. Is there more enemies spawning over here? Where are these guys spawning? They're taking Bravo. I'll let them have that. Gonna keep running around the place. There we go. Dude, I want to push up more. It's just, I don't know where I die from. It's like I'll push up and then literally I just get evaporated from somewhere, from freaking Narnia. Like that. Over here, we got man sitting behind that. Oh my god, look at that. The Bison. The Minibak is too good. Okay, we got the advanced UAV. This is huge. Now we know exactly where the enemies are at. Yeah, one man over here on A. And not anymore. Is that decoys, or is that... Yo, why is his character not showing up as like an arrow on my screen? There we go. Snake in cover all around. Enemies, you guys gotta move forward a little bit more. Come on. Dude, these players are playing like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Too scared. Dude, that man spawns in, instantly places down a shield. They're literally... The way that these enemies are playing are completely cucking the playstyle of this weapon. When someone's on a heady, you know, mounts it up, it is very hard to kill them with this weapon just because it's a little bit horizontal. But the reason this weapon just is so good because you have a lot of mobility. And the time to kill is very, very good. So much ammo to where you never need to reload. And so it makes gameplay so much easier. Because you usually die on this map because you need to reload. But if you get the Minibak, you know, you never need to reload. Reload doesn't even need to be in your vocabulary. Okay, I would push up. I'm just like 5 kills off the nuke. Want to make sure I get this. Okay, it's calling this advanced UAV. We can pop up battle rage and push up. It's just my enemy. I mean, my teammates aren't really pushing up. So then all the enemies are going to be focused on me. Fuck it, boys. Like, what are you doing, buddy? No wonder I can't find you. They're all looking up. They're all sitting in the front row of the movie theater, breaking their necks. And is that the MGB right there, boys? Leave a like for that. Let's freaking go. First nuke since the Los Angeles vacation. That's where I was at, if you're wondering why there was no streams. I did like to do a community post and try to let people know, but it's kind of, you know, it's impossible to reach everyone. So if you're wondering why I was not streaming, I was in California visiting some family. We went to Big Bear. Did not go snowboarding, sadly, but we had a big cabin. And oh my god, we were leaving the cabin. Can you stop busting on me? I'm trying to play Call of Duty, not Hub. So we were at this cabin, and when we were leaving, it started snowing a little bit. And my dad has a Prius. I know, a freaking Prius. And that thing could not make it up the hill. And so we were stranded in the middle of the woods for 20... Okay, not in the middle of the woods. In the middle of the society of woods. Like, there were still houses around, kind of. Actually, no, there was our cabin. The cabin that we stayed at was the only place around. So, you know, we just went back to the cabin, stayed an extra night. But we were... Literally, we couldn't get up the hill, and so we had to call AAA. And then they towed us out the next day. But there was just so many calls because there were so many tourists there, and it started snowing, and no one knows how to drive in the snow. Because everyone's just, you know, the Los Angeles tourists. So then there were so many calls at AAA to where they couldn't get to us for 24 hours. It's pretty unfortunate, but still had a good time. It was just like, the cabin reminded me of The Shining. It was such an eerie, creepy cabin. Like, there was some, for sure, some witchcraft there. If you followed my Instagram and you saw my stories, you saw the weird pictures on there. Some weird pictures in the house, like kids with gas masks, like a kid inside this glass bottle. Just weird shit like that. Literally felt like I was in The Shining. Yo, buddy, what are you doing? You get a new pair of crayons? New box of crayons? Buddies, they're literally just watching everything. This weapon is so good. Like, I really did not like this weapon. Then they nerfed it, and I was like, yeah, I really don't like it. I'm never gonna use it. And then Shipment came out, and I realized how nasty this weapon is. Like, if I'm trying to get for my world record gameplay, I want to get like 300 something kills. I think the world record right now is like 260 or something. And so when I go for the 300, I'm for sure using this weapon. Maybe put a shield on my back, be toxic, because the shield makes everything so easy. You know what's weird? They nerfed the shield, but they nerfed it in the wrong way. They nerfed the damage on it. Dude, nobody cares about the damage. It is so hard to die by a shield. If you die by a shield, you deserve to die by the shield. The thing that they should have done, instead of nerfing the damage, is nerfing like the power of it on your back. They need to make it so it blocks less bullets, or like your bullets can actually go through and they do like 25% less damage or something. It was just, it's so broken when it's on your back. Honestly, I think they should lower your movement speed or make it so you can't crouch or something if you have a shield on your back, because it is so broken. If someone's crouching, literally you cannot hit them at all. I think we have around 100 kills. Oh my gosh, let's go. And then I think tomorrow I'm going to be giving you guys a boomstick class, the Bryson 800. That thing is so good on this map. Just one pumping everyone. All the shotguns are actually amazing. I was actually waiting to give you guys shotgun videos just for this map. Okay, boys, I think we're going to call in this MGB. Okay, right here. It should call in the Hilo and then the UAV, not the MGB. I call in MGB. I call in Hilo because MGB. It should go in the order. So freaking annoying. The amount of double MGBs I've choked because I try to call in the advanced UAV and then I call in the MGB is unreal. Let's freaking go, boys. Oh my god, let's go. Easy MGB. Leave a like for that. Be greatly appreciated. Look at that. Oh, too sexy. That's a long ass inspect. And my guy had trouble putting that mag back on. Let's see how many kills. I know we didn't get that many kills. I'll try to give you guys better gameplays. It's just I just got back from vacation, so I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. Let's see this. 108 kills. Yeah, really not that good.
I bought a yard today, penny all yellow like a bird.